Welcome back to Stellaris. We are quite large in terms of how much I have expanded our civilization. In the last episode we got this atomic clock thing, which gives us +10 engineering research station in this planet here, and we also hunted down the amoeba. Should be able to research that with a science vessel when Prongs is done with his dig. What are you doing? Nothing. Okay, you're done. Interesting. How long is it going to take you to get there? 1372 days. That's fine. You know what? It's probably quicker to just disband and in the shipyard, let's just build a new science vessel. All of our planets are building things, which is good. We probably should consider upgrading these two buildings. We have plenty of minerals currently. We should also take a look at here. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for star systems that have minerals so that I can not build a ship but build a starport so I can do mineral extraction operations in them.
Construction completed.
Good. Now I'm thinking that I might want to go grab the systems over here. That is an atrociously bad planet, so I'm not going to take that. But I want these 5 systems. Let's go build a starbase here. He's started to expand weirdly. That's something new that the AI does in 2.6. I can't remember the AI doing that as a regular basis. Space amoebas forever. The space amoebas, the name is stuck as a pronunciation of the proper xenotaxonomic denominator, is too unwieldy. Okay. The name has stuck as the pronunciation of the proper xenotaxonomic denominator is too unwieldy for the average tentacular. They are solitary animals when left to their own devices. All but the youngest specimens are accompanied by quasi-independent flagella, organisms spawned by the amoeba and programmed through liquid RNA-laced secretions to do the bidding of the host. These flagella are capable of manipulating and even attacking objects in an impressive yet restricted range around the host, periodically returning to lodge inside the host amoeba's body for reprogramming. There are potential military applications to be found in the regenerative properties of the amoeba's thick hide, or in the flagella's graceful patterns of movement. Let's get evasion +5. I never have room for that regenerative hull tissue anyways. Okay.
Construction completed.
I think I want to build a large solar panel there. Here. What does this system have? Nothing in particular. Let's build a listening post and a large solar panel. Wait. Is there...
Research concluded.
No. Then we can build more large solar or small solar arrays. We've completed the research of miniature containment fields, which gives research station output +10%. Containment force fields are excellent for isolating and holding various substances or specimens so they can be analyzed in detail. Let's get the AI-controlled colony ships next for the 50% colony development speed. It's researching rather quickly, so...
The special project has concluded.
Mining drone work ethic. The drones and their tireless, endless work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from their local planetoids make for a somewhat dull but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, mining networks on Cathedral of the Kraken could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing mineral extraction rates while conserving energy. What do you mean mining networks on Cathedral of the Kraken? We don't have any mining networks there. Anyways, additionally, we have found that the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently, and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there is anyone left to receive these pings may be a mystery for another time. We'll get the fascinating automata, which gives us plus 10 mining station minerals output. Take us from 133 to... battle debris. So someone killed them. We have defeated the cultist forces encountered so far, but these engagements have raised a number of alarming questions. The Throne of God has been deploying far more ships than they could possibly have built in secrecy on Cathedral of the Kraken, and now they pitted a large warship of an unknown design against us. Where are these ships coming from? Are there more warships like the one we just destroyed? We should investigate the battle debris for answers. So we can go there now. You should first go and research that. I don't think I have any other leaders
Construction
available.
completed.
I do. So let's build another science vessel. Meta-archaeology. While clearing away rubble and rocks, a peculiar discovery was made. An alien tool that most closely resembled a common pickaxe was found crushed between craggy rocks. If the mining technology retained by previous diggers was on par with that type of equipment, the previous digging of the shaft, a shaft hundreds of meters deep, shows a remarkable commitment. Is it in the depth that is worthy of such excursion? Keep digging. One minor artifact.
Construction completed.
Okay, so we're done building the starbase in Yonidi. Let's build a space.
Construction completed.
Ah, we went to 152 minerals. Good. Build a space repressing array here. And small space mining bay. Whoa. Let's buy some alloys and build the final space mining bay. Okay. Deja vu dig, archaeological loop. The archaeological dig stopped as it encountered the remains of some long-dead diggers. An eerie sense of foreboding overcame the excavation team as they examined the remains. Multiple small indications leading up to a shocking, inescapable revelation. It was them. Impossible but unmistakable. The ancient remains of the previous diggers were that of the current excavation crew, crushed eons ago underneath tons of rock and earth. Moments after having sent this final message up to the science ship in orbit around Rulon 1, wild tremors shook the ground and collapsed the shaft. The excavation team was crushed beneath the rubble once more. Existential crisis intensifies. Prongs now has the traumatized trait, and we gain the research option Space-Time Theory with plus 10% tech progress gained into it. Traumatized, that's not good. Minus 10%, minus 10%, and minus 10%. No, minus 30%, yeah. Oh well. Nothing we can do about that now. Getting pretty old, though.
Construction completed.
Okay, so let's go south then. And this one is done as well, so we get Christian White in here, take off that fleet stance and send him to Reloi. And we can send this fleet in
The special project has concluded.
Oh, no, that one. The Horizon signal, gravity is desire. Science Officer Prongs reports that the signal was unexpectedly easy to decipher, but the team has spent considerable time confirming that it's not a hoax. It is a repeating, half-coherent message in the holy tentacular language, something like a poem. It repeats the phrases gravity is desire and time is sight. It encodes coordinates near the black hole, and it ends with a dedication by name to the science officer, who adds dispassionately that they have confirmed that the signal has been radiating into interstellar space since before their birth. In fact, the signal may predate our civilization. Well, Prongs is traumatized anyway, so fascinating. Send the vessels to these coordinates. The vessel, not vessels. The worm. As the CTF Sabra approaches the coordinates specified by the signal, it begins to report spatial distortions and curious lensing effects, a rich stream of valuable data. Then the transmission becomes distorted. What happens next is analyzed exhaustively. The excitement in Science Officer Prongs' voice tautens to tear as the ship's hull struggles under increasingly exotic conditions. The ship triggers a distress call. Prongs cries out, "The worm," or perhaps "the worm." And then all transmissions end. No trace of the CTF Sabra is ever found, no further transmissions, no debris, and the space at those coordinates is innocuous and utterly free of distortions. But the data they sent back has advanced our physics research dramatically. Perhaps it was worth their lives. Darkness, light, darkness. 3,000 physics research gained. That's not too bad. Pity that Prongs had to pay with his life, but... And we have finally met the curator order. Let's go grab Durf. Or Dirt. Interesting name. And we should consider whether we should want to colonize this planet or not.
Research concluded.
Not yet. Sydney has leveled up. Healthcare campaign has ended. We need to add that edict again. We have completed the research into standardized corvette patterns, which means they build 25% faster and cost 5% less. Establishing new standards for the modeling and construction of corvettes greatly improves the efficiency of the production pipeline. Let's get the powered exoskeletons. doing much down there, are you? Send you up there. Should reinforce this fleet.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
More alloys. And go. Can't grab the system yet because survey it. Build mining stations. We've completed the research into AI-controlled colony ships, which means that colony develops 50% faster. It's good. By giving control of the colony ship to an artificial intelligence, the crew and colonists can be suspended in a deep sleep. Let's get the exotic materials lab so we can get the research complexes. Packed. Now, you guys can actually just move up there because the reinforcement ships are going to have to come after you anyways.
Interstellar debris analyzed.
Good. Plus 10% progress into regenerative hull tissue and amoeba breeding program. We've also received contact with the Satao state. Finally, someone who isn't egalitarian. Share the same divine heritage, Satao. Now let's go survey Serpes. The Besnat Galactic Coalition and the Thotis Confederated Systems have entered a defensive pact. That doesn't bode too well for the Sidran Animus. Not that I mind. Satao State can use the Hegemon Casus Belli against us. Oh, we're too far away for to be any kind of issue. I'm guessing that these guys are your vassals. Neutral. Spiritualist, fanatic, pacifist. There is a lot of pacifists around. Nearly everyone is pacifist. Oh, a lithoid. Egalitarian, of course. Moral democracy, spiritual seekers, free state. And you guys are Federation builders. And cooperative. You are cooperative. And you are cooperative, okay. I wish you guys would open your borders. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me say that. But if this thing is any kind of indication, we should soon go into the next level. It's positive relations. Maybe that'll make them open the borders. Probably not. We can build a building on Shrine of Akor. Akor or Kamui. here. Yeah, I think we want food processing facilities here since we have lots of agricultural districts on this planet. And we want to expand that, even more of them. Assembly of Hyossen have closed the borders. That doesn't really bother me too much. They're suspicious and cooperative. Well, that's a diplomatic stance. You guys are neutral. And you guys should also be neutral. Good.
Construction completed.
And here we go. The Galactic Community. As more and more spacefaring civilizations establish formal relations with one another, the galaxy is becoming a vibrant and lively place. To avoid tragic misunderstandings between nations, an increasing number of diplomats have called for the establishment of a new pan-galactic organization, a community if you will, where the empires of the galaxy can meet to discuss important matters. Should the Star Cult of the Tentacle pledge its support for the creation of the Galactic Community? Yes, this is a worthy endeavor. But this is the Galactic Senate. It will take some time before it passes though. Everyone has to agree, disagree. There's a migration treaty between the Besnat Galactic Coalition and the Thudhotis Confederated Systems. I'm really...
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Everything is happening at once now. We have completed the research into Doctrine Fleet Support, which gives us plus 30 naval capacity. As extrasolar expeditions become more common, it is important to provide planetside relief for returning fleets. Executive Retreat. Interesting, but I think we want the Doctrine Space Combat. Fleet Combat limit up. Not doing anything. Build a mining station. Therian Drakus has leveled up. There we go. The Horizon Signal Reprise. The black hole in Akar's vortex is active again. Once again, the looping signal flickers in the darkness at the edge of normal space, but this time there is an acoustic message encoded in the signal. It sounds very like Prong's voice. What was shall be, Prong's intones. What shall be was. Then the same coordinates as the first signal. Coordinates where Prong's was lost, what the media has christened the exit point. Then they say a name. Sydney. Send Sydney to the exit point.
System survey concluded.
Good. The Horizon signal, I'm through. This time the ship is running fully automated. Sydney is the only crew member aboard. As it approaches the exit point, the telemetry stream fills up with fascinating data. Once again, space flexes, gravity uncoils. Sydney reads off the headline data, echoing the telemetry. Telemetry. They are commendably calm. We've sent a professional. It takes a little while for anyone to realize that something is peculiar about the timing. Sydney is no longer echoing the data, they are predicting it. The telemetry disagrees, but only for a few seconds until it catches up. The monitoring team is just reporting the prediction interval is increasing when Sydney says wonderingly, I'm through. It's dark, they add. That's not a problem. We can live in the dark. I thought of that, but of course we can live here forever if the worm will wait. At that moment, the signal cuts out and the ship disappears from our team's sensors. This is fascinating. Guessing we're gonna hear more from that. Still a research station there. A sluggish.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
The border. Completed the research of powered exoskeletons. Get more army damage and mineral some jobs. Wearing a powered exoskeleton suit augments the user's strength and speed. The military applications are obvious, but it will also increase labor efficiency. Let's get the Starhold next. This carb is level 7.
Research concluded.
We have finished the research into exotic materials labs, which have unlocked the research complex. As we explore the galaxy, we continually encounter new materials and substances that are unfamiliar to us. Cataloging and analyzing these discoveries will require new facilities. Now we need to get the Research Institute, which is the building that I was actually after. I really want to get that system under our control. Let's get another construction ship.
We have detected an anomaly.
Volcanic vents. Remarkable array of gases are being vented on Yidus C1. Ones not usually found on molten worlds. Some of these gases show promising industrial value.
Construction completed.
Doing anything. Project please. We're done. Let's build the mining stations in there then. Extremophilia. Epps and his crew have made a surprising discovery on Yidius C1. The molten planet is home to an exotic array of extremophilic microorganisms. These bacteria live deep inside the volcanic vents that scar the planet, thriving in the extremely high temperatures produced there. This unprecedented find is our first known example of organic life forms flourishing on molten planets. Moreover, the extremophiles on Yidus C1 are in fact responsible for the rare gases detected in its thin atmosphere, producing these valuable compounds as a byproduct of their metabolic processes. Adds +1 exotic gas to Yidus C1. Fascinating. Go build a starbase there.
The special project has concluded.
Peps has found another anomaly. Challenging. Deep caverns. Interior imaging of Yidus C1A suggests massive underground caverns wait below the planet's surface. They may be worth investigation. Definitely. Recovery efforts completed. After sifting through the debris left by the strange cultist warship we destroyed, our scientists believe they may have divined the source of the ships the Throne of God have been throwing against us. Fragments from a log file mention some kind of abandoned alien shipyard discovered by the cultist ships fleeing Cathedral of the Kraken. They may have been using the automated shipyard to reinforce their numbers, and now they are even producing new ships from alien templates found within the station's memory banks. This cannot be allowed to continue. That shipyard must be destroyed. Then I need to know where it is. Throne of God. Track on map. Yeah, because that's somewhere I can go. Been friendly with me now, but borders are closed. guys going? Oh. The birth of the galactic community. This is a historic day. Several of the galaxy's prominent spacefaring empires, including the star cult of the Tentacle, have announced the creation of the galactic community. This supranational organization will serve as a forum where matters involving the entire galaxy can be discussed and decided upon. As one of its founding members, we can take pride in this milestone of galactic history. A great day for the galaxy. So we now get access to the galactic community, where we can propose resolutions, which is not something that I want to do. We are second in power. The Satao state is actually larger than us. Proposing resolutions are... they require influence, so I'll leave that to the other members of the Senate. We do want the galactic market, as that will be quite useful to us. Okay, now they are coming in. Pan-galactic recycling initiatives. No, I'm not going to support that one. Let's oppose that one. Guardian's Angel. Oppose that one as well. I guess that's what you get with a lot of pacifists in the galaxy. And from the galactic market, that one I'm going to support. As I expected, the Horizon signal. Trine, Equine, Trine. Once again, the Horizon signal in Akar's vortex is active. It has upped its game. Once again, the transmission includes the exit point's coordinates. It's signed with the private com keys of Prongs and Sydney, but this time it's a generative text program written in an elderly programming language that creates what appear to be love poems. Love poems directed to Salem. They're honestly not very good love poems, but it is, our scientists agree, quite difficult to generate love poems procedurally, and quite unusual for a black hole to send love poems at all. Well, it's asked nicely. Send Salem. The Horizon signal, where the end comes from. This will be the end of me, Salem says at the briefing before launch. I know I won't come back, but I think I always knew this would happen. Whatever's in the hole has been waiting for us for a long, long time. I think it has been waiting for me, since before I was born. Once again, this single-pilot ship approaches the exit point. Once again, space boils like a fever. Again, our sensor arrays soak up fascinating data. This time, Salem is silent. The telemetry becomes intermittent, and then it too is silent. The ship has reached the exit point. The conditions around it are returning to normal. Nothing has happened. Nothing? The monitoring team mutter furiously. The ship is different. In fact, it's a different ship. It's Prong's vessel, lost these years past, drifting now away from the exit point. The salvage team finds it pristine and empty. No trace of crew and no sign of violence. But there's a journal entry in Prong's name titled What Was Will Be. Our scientists review it nervously. Impossible, one says. I hope so, says another. The ship is renamed the Foundling and returned to service. The signal, dead or sleeping, says nothing at all, ever again. And yet this may not be the end. Tech progress gained, entropic recursion, plus 10%. interesting. Did we lose Salem? Yes, we did. Yes, we will get a new one then. I think we'll go with Hetrix. Ship fire rate plus 5% and sublight speed plus 10%. And before we end the episode, let's check out the other issues at hand in the Galactic community. Charter of Workers' Rights. Diplomatic weight from POPs plus 20%. How many POPs do we have in our empire? 105. Workers' political power. That doesn't seem like a good idea for an authoritarian regime. Let's suppose that. Buzzword standardization. That's something that we're definitely going to support. Cooperative research channels. Yes, we'll support that as well. Regulatory facilitation also gives diplomatic weight from economy, so we'll support that one too. And on that note, we'll send this to repair, and I think that it is time to end the episode. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one.